I'm Catherine Dupre. I'm Energy and Climate Change Manager for Health Facilities Scotland. So we support all of the NHS Scotland boards in achieving energy and climate change objectives for their estates. Some electric vehicles have been introduced in a couple of boards but haven't been particularly successful. We don't have the infrastructure in place for the charging points, but they've not been completely ruled out, and it's something that is still being looked at, particularly across a couple of our boards where premises are closer together. But what's more important for us is looking at actually our transport demand. So we've started to look at things like our transportation routes from things like our National Procurement Department, who are visiting all of the boards, and whether we can combine some of our deliveries to make use of those existing networks. In terms of things like cycling and walking, there's a double incentive there for us. Partly there is the reduction in carbon emissions associated with transport, and we do have a big programme of encouraging our staff always to take public transport or walk or cycle or alternative means of travelling to work other than taking the car. But also as a health organisation, we're very much into promoting the health benefits of this. So all of our premises have got walking groups, cycling clubs. We, within my own board, we have a very proactive environmental manager who will give people cycling routes from wherever they live direct into the office and promotes that. We've got a cycle to work scheme in terms of promoting interest-free loans for cycling. We've got most of our sites have got some good cycling storage, facilities for changing, all of that kind of thing. So it's something that we do promote very keenly, said partly from the carbon emissions, but also just to promote the healthcare aspect of it as well.
My name's Colin Reid. I'm Sustainability Manager for Glasgow Housing Association, and Glasgow Housing Association has about 45,000 houses across the city of Glasgow, although we're part of the Wheatley Group and will be spreading across the central belt of Scotland. Low carbon transport for us is important for the city in terms of the city's sustainability and livability, but also for the health of the people living in it. So we are keen to see better networked cities, and also to allow people to move around by bicycle and on foot, but also to allow the development of low carbon transport networks for recharging and refueling stations. So that's something that, while we haven't got a direct impact on, that's something that we can include in our own design and specification.
Hello, my name is Roddy Yar. I'm the University of St Andrews Environment and Energy Manager. What we try to do there is ensure that we provide opportunities for staff and for students and visitors who come to St Andrews to use as sustainable a form of transport as possible. 94% of our students walk or cycle within the university, so that's fantastic. Unfortunately, less of our staff travel by bicycle for various reasons, of which you'll be familiar. A lot of commuting going on. However, we've tried to introduce car share, so 30% of our staff car share from all around the university. They live in outlying areas, villages and towns outside of St Andrews. We provide a car share scheme that is reasonably successful, and it's largely because the staff can engage with it and they know each other, so they will car share almost naturally anyway. We work with a social enterprise called Bikeworks, who are from Glenrothes. We operate an abandoned bicycle scheme, so for any abandoned bicycle in the town, we will tag that bicycle. We will then pass that bicycle, if it's not claimed within a certain time, to Bikeworks. They will refurbish it under their social enterprise agenda using long-term unemployed, disabled, folk with learning difficulties. They will refurbish those bikes and they bring them back to the university at the start of term, and they're sold at a bike fair that we operate. That's normally hugely oversubscribed, and the bikes are gone within minutes. So it closes the loop on recycling, if you like. It means that we can refurbish bikes, and we then also offer those bikes part of that bike pool to staff to cycle within the university grounds. So I think we're just looking at lots of different initiatives to help staff and students to change their habits in that area. In terms of walking, St Andrews is quite a tightly constrained site, so it's about 20 minutes from one side of the university to the other, and as I said, 94% of our students walk or cycle. So we work with the local authority to provide safer walking spaces, better signage, better orientation, lighting and so forth. That helps that be a much more safer environment for students and staff. So looking at electric vehicles, we have carried out a green fleet review for the vehicles that we operate, and within that fleet review we've made sure that we minimise the carbon emissions of the vehicles that we operate to transport staff to and from around the estate. We operate 3 low carbon vehicles for commuting for staff going across the estate. Our ground staff operate an electric vehicle. It's a mega truck that the gardeners use to transport materials to and from. They charge that locally at lunchtime and overnight, and that works very successfully for that use, largely because it's low mileage, it's low carbon, it's just within the town. It works very well for the guys and they understand how to operate the vehicle. We're also working with Edinburgh College on rolling out electric charging points to St Andrews as well, and that will come forward in the next few months hopefully.